get a loan approved. Does that sound
Yes.
good?
That's
Okay.
fine.
Anytime.
Okay. Hi, Sue.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for making time to meet with me today.
Of
I
course.
really appreciate it. I've been trying to figure out just exactly what does it take to get a loan approved today, because for a lot of people it's a real difficult process. So help me out
That
here.
is a very loaded question.
Oh no!
You're right. It does take a lot. I will go back and date myself now to about 20 years ago and sort of explain to you how we're going back to those times. The way that I explain it to borrowers is there's many things that go into getting a loan approved, especially in this environment. It wasn't like that a few years ago. As we all remember, we could sort of fill out a loan application, sort of fog a mirror, and voila, there's a
Everything
loan.
got approved.
Everything got approved, and everybody was happy, and it was just all wonderful. But as you know, with the industry changes, we're going sort of back to underwriting a couple generations ago, so to speak, 20, 30 years ago, where, you know, a borrower really has to prove that they're worthy to get financing. And that means that every detail of the file is looked at and critiqued. So when we get a loan approved, I always explain to a client, if you picture the four legs of a chair, that's your loan file. And by that I mean one leg can constitute credit, one leg is collateral, which is the property, another leg is stability, which is how long has the client been in their jobs, how long have they lived in the area, those things of that sort. And the fourth one is ability, and that's ability to repay the loan. So if you think of those four legs of a chair can stand fine on four legs. A chair can stand on three legs. A chair can also stand on two legs, but the other two legs have to be really strong. Our job is to build up that file and hit every single point of credit, of collateral, make sure the property is what it is, of ability and stability for the borrower. And if any of those falter, that's when we have little speed bumps in the road. So the file is heavily criticized right now, and banks are very careful in their selection of clients, and borrowers right now. So as we know, everybody's been burned a little bit in this industry, and now we're, the wheels are turning again. Loans are being made, but we have to be very conscious of the fact that we have to present strong files with no holes in them, really, with nothing, fireproof files that stand on their own and that people can be proud of, because investors buy these loans and they go through every little tick mark in there. So we really have to make sure all our I's are crossed and our T's are, I said that wrong. Our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted.
At this time of the day, everybody's I's are crossed.
And that's a big part of and that's a big part of my job, is to navigate that process and use my years of experience to see when it comes up and see something before it happens and gets to be a problem. So from that point on, then when the file goes into processing, then we can be assured that we'll have as clean of approval as possible, and that cuts down on the stress for everybody.
You mentioned stress in getting a loan approved, and on my side of the table, representing buyers and sellers in real estate transactions, I try to give them a sense of what it's like in obtaining a mortgage loan today. And I tell people that the bank's goal is to say no. And even though that sounds really negative, In a way, it's the truth. But what the bank really wants is the buyer to give enough reasons for the bank to say yes. And that's really what you said
I
here
absolutely
today.
agree with that, of course, and I love my job, and I love arranging loans for people. So I completely agree with you. The conditions that are put on everyone to perform are very great, and therefore that's all the more important that we get to know our clients intimately. We get to know every single detail of that file, and any changes that come about during the transaction we hit on right away, so that we can show our underwriter and the person that's approving the loan that this is a good decision.
Well, thanks again for your
Sure.
time. I really appreciate
Anytime.
the information. Okay, good.